Hello, and welcome to OLLI Day Alabama. Today we gather to celebrate. We celebrate Ollie from all corners of our state, and we unite for the first time because we have Zoom technology. So welcome UAH, welcome Auburn University, and welcome Ollie at UA. I am Leanne Spencer, and I'm an Ollie member from Tuscaloosa. Earlier this spring, while quarantined at home by the coronavirus, I was contacted by an Ollie volunteer. My caller wanted to know how I was doing during these virus days. I was offered free Zoom training and encouraged to take free online classes during the summer. I needed to learn Zoom, and I was hungry for a learning opportunity. I was so impressed at how Ollie turned on a dime and completely retooled itself after COVID-19 caused the shutdown of all in-person classes in March. They were teaching as many classes as they could fill during a week to get people trained on basic Zoom. Learning Zoom reconnected me with Ollie. And later, it reconnected me with all of my community activities and even my church. So suddenly, we were all back together again. So I thought this was an amazing, positive accomplishment when it was just a sea of daily negative news. And I thought, our governor, Kay Ivey, herself a seasoned adult, that she would be interested in knowing about these accomplishments. And she proclaimed Thursday, August the 20th, 2020, as OLLI Day for the entire state of Alabama. Here is the proclamation, and let's go over a few of the highlights. Whereas the Bernard Osher Foundation was founded in 1977 for the purpose of offering grants and endowments, gifts to colleges, universities, and other nonprofit organizations in 4 program areas: post-secondary scholarships, lifelong learning institutes for seasoned adults, select integrative medicine programs, and arts and educational organizations. Whereas in the fall of 2000, the foundation began to explore programs targeted toward more mature students, not necessarily well served by standard continuing education curricula. Whereas the Osher Lifelong Learning Institute's mission revolves around the idea that retirement-aged citizens are healthiest and happiest when they are actively engaged in their communities. Whereas at present, the foundation supports 124 lifelong learning programs on the university and college campuses across the country, with at least 1 grantee in each of the 50 states and the District of Columbia. Whereas Ollie members and staff at the University of Alabama in Huntsville, and Auburn University have successfully adapted to the new ways of living and learning in 2020. Whereas OLLI members at these 3 Alabama OLLI programs are over 3,000 strong. And now therefore, I, Kay Ivey, Governor of Alabama, do hereby proclaim August the 20th, 2020 as OLLI Day in the state of Alabama. It is my great honor to now present to you Governor Kay Ivey.
Hello, OLLI members across the state. I'm proud to be with you at your respective universities virtually today as you celebrate OLLI Day. No one can deny that the past few months have been difficult throughout our state and world. We've all had to adapt and learn how to engage and protect ourselves in the age of COVID-19. Yet, here in the great state of Alabama, our seasoned adults have successfully found creative and innovative ways to continue learning and socializing with like-minded people. Through planning, launching Zoom training, and adding online courses, our students have remained connected. I applaud your efforts and positive spirit, and I send my congratulations to all of you. Keep up the excellent work, and when I retire one day, I may just join OLLI too.
Well, Governor, we'd be proud to have you in any and all of our chapters in the state of Alabama. I now give you Scott Bishop, who's the Director of OLLI at Auburn University.
Greetings from Auburn University, where OLLI will be opening fall term with 32 online classes. I'm Scott Bishop, Director of OLLI at Auburn. When COVID-19 arrived in Alabama 3 weeks before our spring term, we marshaled our technology committee, dedicated staff, and stalwart membership to zoom ahead into this brave new world of online classes. Simultaneously, we spearheaded a project to distribute cloth masks to sewists in our community, that is cloth mask kits, and then to collect and distribute the made masks to healthcare providers, first responders, and people at high risk in our community, including senior citizens and their families. We provided over 12,000 masks to our community, and we also engaged our members and community sewists, offering a sense of purpose and accomplishment in uncertain times. We learned that a small army mobilized with sewing machines is unstoppable, and that OLLI is an anchoring organization for many citizens of our community. The mask project was successful because Auburn University administration offered enthusiastic, sustaining support throughout its implementation. And on that note, I introduced Auburn University's Associate Provost and Vice President for University Outreach, Dr. Roy Rickers Cook. Dr. Cook.
Thanks, Scott. Good afternoon. I'm delighted to be here with everyone today to celebrate OLLI Day Alabama. As a program within Auburn University Outreach, OLLI at Auburn both embodies and enacts the university's mission to leverage our resources to improve and enhance the lives of the people of Alabama. Social connection is an important aspect of everyone's quality of life, and especially for retirees who no longer have daily interactions and the sense of purpose work provides. The isolation that comes with sheltering at home during the pandemic can be particularly challenging. Through providing not only virtual classes, but also classes and tutorials for using digital tools, Osher lifelong learning institutes across the state have worked tirelessly to continue the essential outreach mission of enhancing the quality of life for citizens of Alabama. Thanks to all the amazing people who are members of OLLI and to the employees who contribute to these very important programs.
Thank you, Dr. Cook. Next, we're going to hear from Allie Pacheco, who's the program manager for OLLI at UAH.
Good afternoon and happy OLLI Day. My name is Allie Pacheco and I am the OLLI at UAH program manager. As a proud UAH alumna and now staff member, it is an honor to be a part of this day since it is a celebration of the members, volunteers, and staff who work hard to make our programs successful. Huntsville, also known as the Rocket City, has become a very popular retirement location for individuals across the country, and we are lucky that they can join us at OLLI at UAH. Through challenging times, our members have shown commitment and goodwill to our program. In the summer, we offer more than 15 courses and various events such as OLLI Pets, Show Your Creation, Trivia, and many more, and we were glad to see our members participate in the new virtual settings. We are now getting ready to start our fall term, which will be online, and it will offer more than 35 courses, various bonuses, lectures, and many fun social events. With an average of 1,000 members, OLLI at UAH is an asset to the Huntsville community and continues to provide seasoned adults the opportunities to stay intellectually and socially active, even during uncertain times. I am proud to be a part of such dedicated and enthusiastic group. I will now introduce you to Dr. Karen Clanton. She is the founding dean of the College of Professional Studies at the University of Alabama in Huntsville. She has been at UAH for over 35 years, providing quality leadership in professional and continuing education. She holds a BA in Business Administration and a Master's in Business from UAH, and she also earned her doctorate in education from the University of Alabama. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Karen Clanton.
Thank you for joining us for OLLI Day. I am Dr. Karen Clanton, Dean of the College of Professional Studies at the University of Alabama in Huntsville. The Osher Lifelong Learning Institute has been a part of UAH for over 25 years. UAH is proud of all the hard work and commitment that our OLLI members and volunteers provide each day to build and maintain a valuable program for our community. The pandemic, however, has taught us even more about the dedication and capabilities with our OLLI members, volunteers, and staff, who promptly adapted to virtual online learning in a matter of days. I'm so proud of everyone who was involved in successfully shifting to this new way of learning to help our members stay safe during this complicated time. From offering online courses, special lectures, discussion, and even bingo and trivia, our members have been able to stay active and engaged. We look forward to the day when the Osher Institute throughout the state and the nation will be able to welcome their members back to campus to experience all of what lifelong learning has to offer. Thank you, Alabama and the Bernard Osher Foundation, for all of your support.
It's now my pleasure to introduce to you Jennifer Anderson, our OLLI Director at UA.
Good afternoon. I'm so excited to be with all of you today. I have been the director of this program since its inception in 2006. I can honestly say that in my 14 years with this program, I have never seen the resiliency of such a group of leadership, members, and volunteers. Our COVID-19 task force knew that we needed to be the connection for our members to make sure that they stayed engaged and did not become isolated during this uncertain time. There were intentional efforts made to reach each and every member of OLLI. The chapter curriculum leaders from Gadsden, Birmingham, and Tuscaloosa came together to offer a peer Zoom training program and a curriculum with an array of diverse programming, complementary to any adult across the state that wanted to participate. I want to thank the leadership of our program, our members, and our volunteers for their collaboration and efforts to engage others. It has been a ride that will definitely go in our history books with forced changes, but positive outcomes. Of course, none of this engagement could take place without the support of the College of Continuing Studies, specifically our Dean, Jonathan Havelslaven. Dean Havelslaven has been with the College of Continuing Studies for almost 2 years. He previously served the Culverhouse College of Commerce as Senior Associate Dean. He has been a strong supporter of OLLI at UA and serves as an active OLLI board member. At this time, we will hear a few words from Dean Havelslaven.
Great, thank you so much, Jennifer, and greetings to everyone from the College of Continuing Studies at the University of Alabama. I'm delighted to be part of this special celebration today. I have a confession to make. When I started as Dean a couple of years ago, I really didn't know that much about OLLI other than their ubiquitous billboard presence here in Tuscaloosa. But I will say within moments of the announcement that I'd be serving as interim dean of the college, I received an invitation both from Jennifer and from the OLLI president, Elizabeth Aversa, to join them just a few nights later for their gala celebration. And really from that moment, I got a good sense of the welcoming spirit and the impact that OLLI has on the community. Since then, and over my 2 years as dean, I've seen OLLI grow tremendously, and particularly in the last few months, seen them adapt in ways that many of us could have never expected. And I'm really proud of the way that they did that so successfully. Perhaps most importantly, I'm seeing the impact that they have on their members and on the community. And it means so much to all of their members and all the people in the community that they serve. So thank you to all of you that are serving OLLI in one form or another, whether staff, administrators, volunteers, or members. Know that the impact you have makes us proud each and every day. And we're so delighted to celebrate your accomplishments today. Roll Tide.
Thank you, Dean, for those kind words. Now I'm going to introduce to you a face that's known by many. And I give you Francine Marasco, an OLLI member from Tuscaloosa.
Please think of what OLLI means to you. Everyone is going to have an opportunity to express their thoughts. A new day is dawning. I'm Francine Marasco, historian on the UA board. Some would describe me as history since I also have been with OLLI since 2006. OLLI has been a very meaningful part of my life. It has helped me to grow and learn, and it has also given me the opportunity to make the lives of others just a little bit better. A salute to the staff is well deserved. They are invaluable and we love them dearly. Also, it's the hundreds of volunteers, the facilitators, the presidents, the boards that make OLLI great. But we cannot forget the faculty, our instructors, who are the heart and soul of OLLI. Then there are the members. We have members who tell us every day that they wake up to go to class because of OLLI. And hopefully soon we may return to the classroom. But the dawning of a new age is here. It's the Zoom age. And now OLLI, the world is our oyster. We can reach out worldwide and recruit members from the globe. Who would have thought that back in 2006? Now please take a moment, write down your thoughts about OLLI, what it means to you, and I'm going to ask my younger colleague, Ollie Pacheco, to take it away and field your thoughts. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Francine. Okay, so we have some submissions over here. So from Jessica Wilkerson, OLLI means always learning something new. From Janet Revel, being part of something important in our community. From Janet, I'm sorry if I mispronounced your last name, Dutch, challenge and connection. From Lois Williams, OLLI at UA members are friendly, intelligent, and fun. From Harold Berner, OLLI offers me a variety of interesting classes, exposure to a group of diverse people, and a unique relationship with Auburn University. Margaret Stevens says, friendship, learning, information, ideas, and community. Alice Salmon says, meeting folks from all walks of life from all over the world to enjoy learning. Such a wonderful resource. Thank you. Beth White says, when I moved from Kentucky as a new retiree, totally untethered from my working life, OLLI rescued me. I love learning with my OLLI friends and finding the OLLI magic. Brittany Thomason, OLLI means fellowship. David Maxwell, OLLI has taught me so much that I was not able to learn in the first 60 years. And we're gonna share two more. Mary Sneckenberger, OLLI is a lifeline, especially to newcomers in the area. And lastly, from Linda McAllister, OLLI has been a huge mind expander for me now for 15 years. I love my OLLI friends and can't believe how much I did not know at this age. Thank you guys for sharing, and continue sharing because OLLI is for all.
Those were great comments. Now we're going to hear from our board presidents. And so I'm going to introduce to you Elizabeth Aversa, from Ollie at UA.
Hello. I'm pleased to be able to introduce my counterparts at Auburn and at UAH. So first, let's hear from Bill Wilson, the president of OLLI at Auburn. Bill, if you'd unmute and speak to us. Thanks.
Thank you. Good afternoon. I'm Bill Wilson, chair of the OLLI at Auburn Advisory Council. It's good to be with you today. My introduction to OLLI was personal at first. I lost my wife 5 years ago. A year later, I relocated to Auburn to be near family. Shortly after I moved, a friend told me, "You should join OLLI." What's OLLI? It's continuing education for seniors, he said. You can learn interesting things and meet interesting people. I took his advice and he was right. I now write poetry, which I had never done before. And in one of my courses, I met an interesting lady who is now my fiancée. That's my personal journey. I was a PR professional during my business life, and I volunteered at OLLI to help with the press relations. I kept on volunteering, and now I'm chair of the advisory council. That's the official side of my OLLI journey. Now a few things about OLLI at Auburn. We have two sites, OLLI at Auburn in our home city, and OLLI at AUM in the state capital. We have 750 members taking courses in everything from history to French poetry, from cooking to line dancing, from hiking to gardening. When the COVID-19 pandemic hit, I was amazed to see how well everyone met the challenge. The university administration, our hardworking and talented staff, and of course our volunteers. We learned how to stream education, how to run an organization while practicing social distancing, and how to muster folks to cut and sew several thousand face masks. I don't know what the future holds, but I'll bet that OLLI at Auburn will meet the challenge. Come join us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Bill, and congratulations to you as well. Anything can happen at OLLI. Next, we'll hear from David Steyers, president of OLLI at UAH. David, if you would unmute and talk with us.
Hello, my name is David Steyers, and I'm the president of OLLI at UAH. I've been involved with the OLLI program for 5 years. I bring you greetings from our 1,000 members in the Huntsville area. OLLI is about lifelong learning, but we are also family, and maybe the family aspects are one of the more important things. Our OLLI at UAH program was invited to give a presentation at the Southeastern Conference on Learning and Retirement. And in that presentation, our speakers introduced the concept of longevity, and engagement and social interaction promote that. As a matter of fact, they are the greatest factor for promoting how long we're going to be around. These have a greater impact than meds and weight loss, and the only thing that compares is if you quit smoking. So we look at that side of OLLI as being very important. OLLI gives us not only a place to learn, but it's a place to belong. And I love OLLI. Thank you.
Thank you so much, David. And now I'm speaking to you from the perspective now as president of OLLI at the University of Alabama. We have a new slogan that really summarizes everything about OLLI as far as I'm concerned. And that slogan is, "You belong with OLLI." And I think our previous speakers have actually put an emphasis on why they belong with OLLI. In my many years of involvement in professional, social, and community groups, I have yet to find a more inclusive, welcoming, and collaborative organization. On behalf of our 1,200 members in Tuscaloosa, Birmingham, Gadsden, and every place in between, I want to take this time to thank the volunteers who develop a robust curriculum, who teach our credit-worthy classes, who lead an extensive travel program when we can, and who organize enjoyable social events. We also commend our staff who work with us and helped us to pivot to online learning and introduced our members to Zoom for classes, parties, and one-off lectures during this unusual time. We've enjoyed seeing one another in classes, in lectures, and in parties. We had several parties around May Day, Kentucky Derby, and we actually even had a wine pairing dinner on Zoom. Our College of Continuing Studies and the leadership boards and committees that guide all of these activities are valuable members of our OLLI family. This community of OLLI folks, now mostly working from home, continue to make lifelong learning, social networking, travel, and volunteerism available for all of us. I reiterate once again that now, perhaps more than ever, you belong with OLLI. Thank you very much. And I'm going to turn this back to Jennifer Anderson. Jennifer, if you'd unmute and.
Yes, first I want to say thank you, Elizabeth, David, and Bill, for leading these 3 chapters through this pandemic. We greatly appreciate your leadership, your dedication, and commitment to OLLI. Now I have the honor of introducing Bernard Osher. So some of you may know him, Mr. Osher, but those that do not, I just want to tell you a few personal things about him. First of all, he started the Bernard Osher Foundation in 1977. And through his financial resources, his expertise, his experience, he was able to either help OLLI programs begin or to expand OLLI programs. And there are 124 of us. So we are greatly appreciative of his efforts and talents and, of course, the finances. But we want to say, especially Alabama, we are very lucky to have 3 OLLI programs in the state of Alabama and that he financially supported. And again, thank you, Mr. Osher. The other thing I want to tell you about him, about 10 years ago, Mr. Osher talked at the national conference about learning how to play the piano. He was going to start learning how to play the piano. And I was just amazed at that. And you may think, well, why? Because he embraced lifelong learning. And believe it or not, in just a few days, he will be 93. So he was embracing learning something new in his 80s. And I just think that's amazing. And that's an epitome. And he displays, you know, the values of lifelong learning. And so I want to introduce you now to one of the most delightful, honest, cheerful, giving men that I know, Bernard Osher.
Hello everyone, I'm Bernard Osher, and I'm delighted that 3 of our finest Osher Lifelong Learning Institutes are located here in the state of Alabama. I want to thank Governor Ivey for her wonderful proclamation for OLLI Day in Alabama. It's the first state in the union that has recognized that. I congratulate Osher Institute for all the work that they do and wish them continued success. Many thanks for all you do. Thank you.
And now I would like to introduce to you, I have the honor of introducing to you Mary Bitterman. Mary Bitterman is the distinguished president of the Bernard Osher Foundation. And when I called Mary to tell her about the opportunity that we would have an OLLI Day for the state and how excited we were, she of course joined in the excitement. And she wanted to be with us here live today. And also, Mary, believe it or not, it's a small world. She has connections to the state of Alabama. And I was glad to hear that in the experiences that her family has also had here in the state of Alabama. So without further ado, I introduce to you Mary Bitterman.
Thank you very much, Jennifer, and greetings to everyone. I must tell you there's something very special about the fact that Mr. Osher taped a video message. It is his first. This is the first statewide proclamation for Osher Institutes, but it's also Mr. Osher's first video message. He was hesitant at the start, considering about doing it, but then he said, you know, I really want to express how proud I am of the 3 wonderful Osher Lifelong Learning Institutes in Alabama, and how grateful I am to Governor Kay Ivey for her thoughtful and uplifting proclamation of OLLI Day in Alabama. I've had the pleasure of not only working with Mr. Osher on the Lifelong Learning Project now for many, many years, but I had the great pleasure of working with each of your programs at the time that you first connected to the Osher Foundation. Each of you, as you know, had a pre-existing learning and retirement program. At the University of Alabama in Huntsville, it was the Academy for Lifetime Learning. In the University of Alabama, it was Explorations with an X, Explorations in Lifelong Learning. And at Auburn, it was the Academy for Lifelong Learning. Huntsville became our first grantee from Alabama in 2005, followed very shortly afterwards by Tuscaloosa and Auburn. Each of the Osher Institutes in Alabama is supported by the host institution, by wonderful dedicated staff colleagues, by engaged members, and really outstanding volunteer leaders. And each institute has earned the respect of fellow Osher institutes throughout the country. And as mentioned before, more than 120 such programs. I look forward to being able to visit you at your campuses on site one day, because I'd like to congratulate you in person for your great work. I have several personal connections to Alabama, as Jennifer mentioned, which I'd like to explore as well. My father-in-law spent his happy retirement years in Dothan and spoke so fondly of his time there. I also had, during my service for many years on the National PBS Board, the friendship of the former director of Alabama Public Television, Roy Clem, who lives in Birmingham, and anxious to see Roy again. And then my maiden name is Foley. And I think it's really essential that when I come, I visit Foley, Alabama, and see if there's any possibility that John B. Foley, who started the railway project over a century ago, might be a relative. And then, of course, David Steyers pointed out to me Lambert's Cafe and Throwed Rolls. So there's a lot to be experienced. And now we have a very special surprise. The three wonderful Osher Institutes in Alabama have collaborated to bring to the people of Alabama OLLI Shares, a unique opportunity to expand program access. Each university is contributing 3 diverse courses. So now as OLLI members, when you register, you will be able to sign up for 6 additional courses when registering. This is an exciting development, and from what I understand, this is not a single initiative, but perhaps one of many to come, of cooperation and collaboration, revealing the extraordinary talents of each of the 3 universities involved. And now to our good colleague, Scott Bishop from Auburn. Scott's going to provide you with more details on OLLI Shares. Over to you, Scott.
Thank you, Mary. First of all, I'd like to take a second just to thank all of our volunteer instructors across the state at all the OLLIs who spend so much time and energy preparing classes for our members. We wouldn't be OLLI without you. And I also wanted to share a little bit about the 9 classes that we collectively put together or kind of curated to offer among the 3 campuses. We decided on these 9 classes partly because we wanted to strengthen and diversify our existing offerings. So what we've covered mostly is history, music, travel, and movement. From the University of Alabama in Huntsville, we will be offering, or they will be offering, the Brain Dance with instructor Kathy Curry, which is a class designed to increase your focus, balance, core strength, body awareness, and general coordination. This class is developed by a kinesthetic expert, Anne Green Gilbert, and it's a movement series composed of some 8 developmental patterns. From the University of Alabama, we have opera for everyone with Dr. Elizabeth Aversa. This class will develop an appreciation and hopefully a love of opera, and the class will look at and listen to operas first performed in the period from 1800 to 2000. And finally, from Auburn University, we'll have the Consumer Revolution in Early Modern Europe with Dr. Donna Bohannon. Focusing on the 17th and 18th centuries, this class will address new European acquisitiveness that spurred on new notions of luxury, fashion, and the exotic as part of a larger consideration for the causes and impact of changing patterns of consumption. So these are only 3 of the 9, and you will soon be receiving by email a flyer that describes all 9 of the classes. So we're so excited about this, and we look forward to collaborating in the future. Back to you, Leanne.
Wow, that is so exciting. That is just such great news about Ollie Shares. This was fun. So thank you for joining us today. You joined us in a first, but not a last, joint collaboration of the OLLI Alabama programs. I hope to see you in a virtual class this fall. And remember our slogan, you belong with OLLI. So thank you to all the participants and to all the speakers today. That's a wrap for OLLI Day Alabama.